All right, good evening, everyone. The St. John the Baptist Parish Council Finance Committee meeting Tuesday, June 8th, 2021 is now in session. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
Lennox Modair.
Here.
Kurt Becknell.
Here.
Warren Torres.
Here.
Tammy Houston.
Here.
Thomas Malik.
Here.
Tyra Dewey Griffin. Robert Akiri.
Here.
Tonya Schneider. Michael Wright.
Here.
We do have a quorum.
Thank you. Public comments. Would anyone in the audience like to make a comment on the agenda, finance agenda? No, okay. Item 4, Peter Muntz, Resolution R2178, a resolution authorizing St. John the Baptist Parish to solicit bids for the construction of the LA Safe Airline and Main Complete Streets Project. Mr. Muntz.
Good evening, Council. This resolution authorizes the parish to solicit bids for the construction of improvements for the Louisiana Safe Airline and Main Complete Street Project. These improvements will include sidewalks, pedestrian crossings, overlay, pavement, striping, curbs, bike lane, driveway, subsurface drainage, decorative lighting, brick pavers, and on-street parking. The project is funded through the Louisiana Office of Community Development, and administration recommends approval.
Can I get a motion? Mr. Modair.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to approve Resolution R2178.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Wright? Second. So we have a second. Are there any questions for Mr. Muntz? If not, I have one. Protected pedestrian bicycle pathway. Is that included in the scope of the project?
The bicycle pathway? Yes, sir, bike lanes.
Good.
Bicycle pathways, yes, sir.
So we should have a connection from Airline to the, down Main Street to the levee.
I'm not sure if the scope goes all the way to the levee. I'm confident it goes up to the
Library.
railroad track.
Yeah.
And then after that, I don't think it goes past that.
Past that?
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
well, we can take a chance. All right, thank you, sir. Let's go ahead and vote.
That carries 7 in favor with 2 absent.
Item 5. This is going to be Peter Muntz standing in for Renee Pastoric, Resolution R2179, a resolution authorizing St. John the Baptist to amend the professional service agreement with CSRS Inc. for the Belterre Streetscape and Stormwater Enhancement Project. Mr. Muntz.
This resolution authorizes the execution of Amendment Number 1, which is needed to collect and conduct a review of both existing and historic traffic data along Belterre Boulevard, to present to DOTD and to determine a path forward for the design of transportation improvements. The cost of the amendment is approximately $9,546.35 and is 100% funded through the Restore Act and the 2015 bond issue.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Wright, do you have a motion?
Yes, I'll offer a motion to approve R21-79.
And can I get a second? Do we have any questions for Mr. Muntz? No, good. Let's go ahead and vote.
That carries 7 in favor with 2 absent.
Thank you, sir. I don't expect to see Mr. Alexander in here.
Care of it.
Okay, good, thank you. All right, item 6. Parish President Jacqueline Hotard, Resolution R2180, a resolution authorizing St. John the Baptist Parish to enter into a professional service agreement with Stewart Consulting Group Incorporated for the non-domestic water use program rate adjustment project. Madam President.
Thank you, Chairman Malik. And actually, Reed just texted me and he said the contractors are out there. They're about to set up the outage now, so hopefully it's as quick as possible. This resolution authorizes the parish to enter into a professional services agreement with Stewart Consulting Group, Inc. of Metairie, Louisiana, for engineering services related to the non-domestic wastewater use program rate adjustment project. The current discharge rates have not been adjusted, nor have they included a consumer price index since 2018. The cost of the agreement is approximately $15,000 and funded through the wastewater department budget. The agreement was sent to legal counsel to review on May 26, 2021. I believe it has legal sufficiency now, and administration recommends approval.
Thank you. Can I get a motion on 2180? Councilman Houston?
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2180, authorizing St. John the Baptist Parish to enter into a professional service agreement with Stewart Consulting Group for the non-domestic wastewater use program rate adjustment project.
Thank you, Mr. Wright.
I'll second.
Are there any questions for the president?
I have a question.
Councilman Houston, go ahead.
Madam President, you said we had not had this adjusted since 2018.
That's correct.
You know why?
I don't know.
Is it necessary? Is it a mandate that we have to have it?
The non-domestic water, wastewater program is actually a mandated program, but we're not being mandated to adjust our rates.
We just want to be in compliance. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any other questions? Let's begin voting. 7 to 2.
That carries 7 in favor with 2 absent.
Item 7, Stanley Benamy, Resolution R2181, a resolution authorizing St. John the Baptist Parish to enter into a cooperative endeavor agreement, CEA, with Louisiana Economic Development for the business development of small and emerging businesses. Yes, sir.
This resolution authorizes the parish to enter into a CA with LED. LED has authorized 4 years of funding not to exceed the amount of $80,000 through the Small and Emerging Business Development Program to increase the viability and competitiveness of small businesses. The CEA funds entrepreneurial training for small business owners through the Business Training Center. The CEA was sent to legal counsel for review and deemed legally sufficient. Administration recommends approval.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Becknell?
Yes, I make a motion to approve Resolution R21-81, a resolution authorizing St. John the Baptist Parish to enter into a CEA agreement with LED for business development of small and engineering businesses.
Thank you, sir. Can I get a second? Councilman Houston? We have a second? Okay. Are there any questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Councilman Houston, go ahead.
Mr. Benamy, what is the benefit of us participating in this CEA,
So
if there is any?
So this CEA funds most of our small business training. It's on a reimbursable basis, so that's what the $80,000 is for. So we have a pot of money with LED that's approximately $80,000 for the approved training through the Small and Emerging Business and Development Program. So any of those trainings that fall under that we conduct at the Business Center, if the business is registered with that program, we can be reimbursed as a parish for it. So it gives us an extra pot of money that we can use to help and assist our small businesses.
Great, thank you.
Are there any other questions? Mr. Arcuri?
Yes, Stanley, this is funded through the LED. It's not funded by the parish, is that correct?
Well, it's reimbursable through LED. So the parish would initially fund whatever training we were doing, and then we submit for reimbursement with the state.
Up to $80,000.
Up to $80,000, yes.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions? Let's go ahead and vote. There we go.
That carries 7 in favor with 2 absent.
Thank you very much, sir. Can I get a motion for adjournment? And a motion from Mr. Modair to adjourn from the financial meeting.
Second by Ms.
We have a second from Ms. Houston. If there are no questions, let's go ahead and vote.
That carries 7 in favor with 2 absent.
Thank you.
Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon. St. John the Baptist Parish Council meeting is now called to order. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Lennox Modair. Here. Thomas Malik. Here. Warren Torres. Here. Tammy Houston. Here. Kurt Becknell.
Here.
Tyra Dewey Griffin. Robert Curie. Tonya Schneider. Michael Wright. We do have a quorum.
We do have a quorum, okay? For the opening prayer, I would like Councilman Wright to lead us in prayer and Councilwoman Snyder in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Who art in heaven,
Hallowed be thy name.
thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
And lead us not into temptation,
But deliver us from evil. Amen.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all. At this time, I'm going to ask that everyone to silence any electronic device you may have in your possession right now. Now, first up on the agenda is public comment, and public comment is agenda items only, agenda-related items only, and you have 3 minutes if you would like to speak. Is there anyone out in the public who would like to speak on any agenda-related item? There is no one, so we're going to move on. Okay, first up is Kurt Becknell, Buddy Bo. Introduction, new Executive Director of the River Parishes Tourist Commission.
Thank you, Councilman and Chairman and Council. I promise this is the last time you'll hear me address you associated with the River Parishes Tourist Commission, but I wanted to take one more second to thank you all for working with me, working with us at the Tourism Commission. As you guys know, back in January, I announced that I'd be resigning and moving on to my next chapter, whatever that might be over the next couple of years and months, and would allow for the commission to have an appropriate transition period. That's concluded. The board at our last meeting selected the new executive director. He officially took over June 1st. I'll be completely gone by June 18th. He is a resident of the River Parishes, and our last person we hired at the commission is a native of the River Parishes, and we've always wanted that to be a foundation of the Tourism Commission, that we can either bring people back home or hire the best that's available here in the River Parishes. And so I just wanted to introduce him and ask you all to continue to work with the commission and him in the same way as we work to rebuild this industry, the hospitality and tourism industry that is going to come back very strong by the end of this year. Everyone's ready to travel, and I think Jay Robichaux from St. Charles Parish coming in as executive director is going to be able to lead us into this new normal of travel for the River Parishes Tourist Commission. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce to you my replacement, Jay Robichaux.
So at least what you get with me is when I say it's going to be short, it will be short. I don't speak as much as Buddy. But I want to introduce myself, Jay Robichaux, born and raised in Narco, that other land, across that little bitty bridge. So I've worked and lived in River Parishes my entire life of 52 years, which is a long time, I think. I've dedicated most of my life to the children in St. Charles Parish. I was on a school board for 20 years. So I'm a dedicated public servant just like you all, so I understand what it means to sit behind that desk and make decisions. I've been in sales and marketing my entire life and decided to take on this position. I do want to thank Buddy Bo from the bottom of my heart for leaving me such a great organization to move to the next level, or even to keep the way it is. Buddy's done such a wonderful job. He built a great staff. He also built a long-range plan that I'm going to follow to the T because he did such a great job doing it. I will present that to y'all. We're going to discuss it. I'm hopefully going to meet with most of y'all, hopefully all of y'all, pretty soon, just to see what your vision is for the future for the Tourist Association, Tourist Commission, excuse me. If y'all have any questions, I'll answer any questions, but otherwise, I'll be back in front of y'all shortly. I think next meeting, either the next meeting or the following meeting, to do a report. So I'll see y'all soon. If y'all have any questions, I'll answer any questions. Otherwise.
Okay, Mr. Wright.
Thank you. Just no questions, but Jay, congratulations. Obviously no stranger to the River Parishes. Glad to have you on board, and you've got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
But looking forward to working with you.
And I told him I don't know if they're big shoes, but they fancier shoes than mine. I know all the time. So.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Councilman Mader.
Yes, Mr. Robichaux, I just want to congratulate you on being selected to replace Mr. Buddy Bo, who did a wonderful job. But I want to thank you for all the dedication you did throughout the parish and through your entire life, you've been a public servant. So I want to thank you for that. And Mr. Robichaud, we're looking forward to working with you. I have one question.
Yes, sir.
You know, I think her name was Denise Robichaud.
I'm married to a Denise Robichaud,
Huh?
who taught at West St. John.
That's her.
I think you might know who she is. That's what I was going to tell you, Ms. Meyer. Out of everybody up here, I think I've been knowing you the longest.
Right,
but
that's
yeah.
why I said that. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have a lot of roots in all three parishes. My sister lives in Vacherie for the last 15, 20 years, and my wife taught at West St. John. I worked at 2 insurance agencies in La Plaza, so I'm pretty well rooted in the river
Right.
parishes.
Just tell her I say hello because I haven't seen her since she left the high school.
So I'm not supposed to announce this, so I hope too many people in St. Charles Parish don't watch this video, but she did put in for drop in February, so she's got 3 years left. So.
All right.
All right, Councilman Malik.
Oh, thanks, sir. Yeah, congratulations on your appointment. Thank you for everything you did, Buddy. I think we're getting the better end of the deal because you are certainly a much more handsome gentleman than Buddy is. But
I haven't heard that one before.
yeah, well, you know. Anyway, anything for a cheap laugh, huh? I think it's going to be a up and down time for you.
Yes, sir.
It's an important position. It's moved by light years, and I think it's only going to get better. So congratulations and thank you for applying.
Thank you, sir.
Councilwoman Houston.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Buddy, I just want to say I've known you a very long time, and you've always been a dedicated little person. And I say that because I've known you since you were a little person. And I just wish you much success in whatever you do, and I'm sure that you will succeed. So congratulations.
Okay. Okay, on that note, thank you, sir, and
Thank y'all.
congratulations.
Oh, wait, Jacqueline.
Oh, I'm sorry. Madam President?
Back now, I just wanted to yield to the council, so I waited to press my button. But Mr. Robichaud, welcome. We look forward to working with you, and also to Mr. Bowe back there. I too have known Buddy since I don't know, I guess before he was born, and so it's just been a remarkable journey, at least from where I've been sitting, to watch you grow over the years, watch you just kind of. Man, I don't believe there's anything that you just can't do and do it well. And I mean that very sincerely. Every task that you take on, you turn it into golden. And Mr. Robichaud said it best. You've left a well-oiled organization. It will be much easier than when you stepped into the door. And so I just want to thank you for all of your service to St. John specifically, to the river parishes. And again, welcome, Mr. Robichaud.
Yeah, my dad always told me, leave something better than you found it, correct? And I think Buddy can truly say that. He's leaving it better than he found it. And hopefully I can say the same thing in 10, 15 years from now.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, sir. Okay, up next, proclamation, Jacqueline Hotard, June 14th through the 20th as Men's Health Week. Madam President.
Thank you, Chairman Becknell. Proclamation for Men's Health Week, whereas Men's Health Week is celebrated Monday, June 14th, 2021 through Father's Day, Sunday, June 20th, 2021. And whereas Men's Health Week is dedicated to educating the public, specifically men, on the importance of healthy lifestyles, routine doctor visits, and early detection of male health complications to reduce the rates of mortality from diseases. And whereas Men's Health Week focuses on heart disease, mental health, diabetes, prostate, testicular, and colon cancer. And whereas men who are educated about the value of preventative health are more likely to participate in health screenings and encourage their families to participate as well. And whereas fathers who maintain a healthy lifestyle are role models for their children and have happier, healthier children. And whereas residents are encouraged to raise awareness of men's health and the importance of a healthy lifestyle, exercise, and routine checkups. Now, therefore, I, Jacqueline Hotard, Parish President, in conjunction with the St. John the Baptist Parish Council, do hereby proclaim the week of June 14th through June 20th as Men's Health Week in St. John the Baptist Parish.
Okay, thank you for that. Up next, recognition, Jacqueline Hotard, Second Lieutenant James Perilou, class of 2021, United States Military Academy at West Point. Madam President.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Perilou and his family. If you like family. He said, and family. Get up.
Yeah, that's true.
For those of you who don't know, James Perilou, or Second Lieutenant James Perilou, he is the son of our very own Tracy and Felix Perilou. They're all residents of LaPlace too, and he is joined by his fiancee. Wedding is very soon. And so Lieutenant, I don't want to say it wrong, Second Lieutenant James Perilou, he graduated from West Point Academy. And kind of like Buddy as well, this has been a remarkable journey for you and for your parents, obviously, but those of us who have kind of watched you just grow over the years. I remember asking James when he said he was going to West Point, like what was a second option, you know, it was such a tall ask, and he said, no, I'm going to West Point. And, you know, here you are as a graduate of West Point, and I mean, just the determination of a young person, you just don't see that as much, and I mean, it just speaks volumes to who you are and who your parents are and what they've put in you. So we just want to officially recognize you for your outstanding accomplishment and thank you for your dedication and service to our country. And congratulations. I'm sure the council will have some words for you as well, but it just really, we're just so proud of you. I know that this is just like a surreal moment, especially with COVID, everything that you've had to endure since that happened, you know, being at school and that you still stuck it through. We're just so grateful for you and so proud of you and excited for you. Thank you.
Okay. Councilwoman Houston.
I just want to say congratulations and just commend you on the discipline it took to complete this military path that you took. So much success and congratulations on your engagement.
Okay. Councilman Wright.
Congratulations, Second Lieutenant Perilou. You're definitely surrounded by a great support system at home. Discipline is probably the perfect word to put it, Councilwoman Houston. Definitely congratulations on the accomplishment. We are very proud of you, and congratulations on the engagement as well.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Councilman Malik.
Congratulations, sir. What does it take to get into West Point or any military academy? There's about 10% is actually selected to attend, and the attrition rate is, what, 33 to 40%, as high as 40%. So to say this is an accomplishment is, it's pales in comparison. It's not even that. I have quite a few friends of mine that graduated from Annapolis, and I've got some very dear friends of mine that graduated from West Point. And I know I couldn't do it. Geez, I tell you that. There's something very special about the career path you've chosen. And I would say that if your expectation is here, what the Army is going to expect out of you, you're probably going to find that it's so much higher. What field are you going to be?
I'll be infantry, sir.
Infantry?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Where to?
First, I'll be going to Fort Benning in
Fort
Georgia.
Benning?
I'll go to Ranger School and then
Yeah.
Infantry Basic Officers Leaders Course. And then after, about a year and a half of training there, will be me and my fiance, my wife, then we'll be reporting to Fort Richardson in Alaska.
I hope you have a big, thick coat. Yeah.
Definitely
No,
Louisiana.
congratulations. It seems like it was only, a week ago. I think we were in Edgard before you all
Yes, sir.
pulled chalks
Yeah.
and headed out. It's a big, wide open world. There's always something over the horizon. I counted up when you were sitting down there. I was like, oh, geez, look at it again. And I think between myself, my son, and my daughter, we have 34 years combined military service.
Wow.
And so keep those retirement paychecks coming to me, pay your taxes. So, congratulations. you know.
Thank you, sir.
Councilman Nakiri.
Yeah, Second Lieutenant Paraloo, congratulations on your accomplishment at West Point. It's a big endeavor, like Mr. Malik was saying, and best of luck and Godspeed in your career with the Army. Thank you for your service.
I appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Councilman Madare.
Yeah, Second Lieutenant Paraloo. I probably know more about you than you know about me because whenever I go to the office, I always ask your mom about you, how you doing and everything, and she took me every step of the way until your graduation. One thing I know about you, okay, just hearing the story, from an early age, you knew what you wanted to do, okay, and no matter what they asked you, you was set on that goal that you wanted to go to the academy. And it takes a certain type of person to go through all the training and rules and regulation that they have, because it's not like a normal college. Okay, when you go to a regular college, you basically can just run wild. Okay, because if I had to go to West Point, they'd throw me out the first week. So I wouldn't came close to graduate, you know. So, it just shows the type of person you are, disciplined and everything, you know, and you have a plan. You have a fiance, and you say by the time you get to Alaska, you're gonna be married. You know, so just make sure, saying like he said, make sure you have a nice warm coat. Okay, how long you be stationed in Alaska? You know?
About 2 to 3 years.
About 2 or 3 years. Okay.
I figured, you know, I got the equatorial extreme of Louisiana, 90 degrees all year round. I figured I'd do the opposite of that.
Right. Well, once again, congratulations, you know, for your success at West Point and also in your oncoming marriage.
Thank you, sir.
Councilman Malik, you wanted to say something? Your name in the queue.
Well, I probably hit it by accident, but yeah, you know, let me say this, you know, no, because I was playing around and, you know, which is what I do, I fiddle, but yeah, you know, my son's a naval officer, and before he left, you know, I asked him, you know, do you understand what your job is? And he looked at me and said, no. I said, good, that's the right answer. You don't know what your job is, but you have staff NCOs.
That's right.
But essentially your job as a leader is the day I retired, I had 174 young men and women that worked for me, and I knew every one of them. And that's really what you're supposed to be doing, is you ought to be able to look at one of your soldiers and say, ooh, there's something going on, and you know, making sure that they have everything that they need in order to be successsul. But the rest of that stuff, you know, that's for staff NCOs to, you know, do that. And if you're working, if you have a CW05, you know what happens then, huh? Go ahead, Chief, whatever you want to do, I'm behind you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, personally, I want to congratulate you, and what I want to do is really congratulate your parents, because they brought you up very well, and it's a big reflection on them. You know, it's a big ups to them, and I want to wish best wishes to you and your fiance in the near future.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Am I supposed to say something? Yeah, I didn't know if I was supposed to say anything. I mean, I have a bunch of thank yous. Thank you to the parish president. Thank you to the council for all having me here. Thank you to my family for, you know, supporting me all this way. My parents for raising me, supporting me all the way through, bringing me to the congressional interviews. You know, we traveled across Louisiana to do that. Thank you to my sister, my brother-in-law, all the people that said I couldn't do it. Joke's on you, I did it. I'm here. And then last but not least, thank you to my fiance. 4 years of long distance, and she stuck with me. It's a lot of fights, but I was wrong on all of them. I'll say that now.
Good answer.
But she stuck with me, and I'm blessed to say I'll be married next week to her, June 19th.
That's good.
So, you know, thank you to her for sticking by me these 4 years. It'll be 5 years on June 6th. You know, we've been together. So thank you, everyone, for having me.
Okay, once again. Okay.
George.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You had a good answer, you said, and the arguments y'all had, you was wrong in all of them. That's a good answer. Okay, that's right. You know who the commander-in-chief is.
Where we are.
Thank y'all.
Okay, up next, presentation, Tammy Houston. Presentation, Dr. Kelly Joseph, PhD, DB4, Consulting Group, Strategic Planning Services.
Are y'all ready for me to turn this on already?
Let me make sure it's in presentation mode.
I just want to thank Dr. Joseph and
Okay, thank you.
and her colleagues on presenting tonight. Dr. Joseph is a resident and of District 3, and she grew up in District 3, and she moved back as the head of her household, or I'm sorry, Randall, one of the heads of the household. And she and I have had many conversations about the importance of strategic planning and how important it is in government to have a plan as we move forward to bridge a path. So she, and as I said, we've had these individual conversations. So I asked that she come and present to the entire council and administration on what her organization has to offer to our parish. So thank you, ladies, for being here today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. I want to start off by saying thank you for having us. We're excited to be here tonight with the council and with President Hotard. We are the DB4 and Associates Consulting Group. We are hoping to enter into a partnership with the council and the parish to strengthen relationships within the organization, as well as with your external stakeholders. We have a clear vision to empower organizations with the strategies needed for sustainable growth. So what does that mean? We mean that through a series of supports, we want to empower the leaders of any organization, not just this organization, to continue to develop and grow over an extended period of time. We know the only thing constant is change, and as things change in the world, so do the needs of different organizations. So that's what helps ground us in our mission. We are proven leaders who aim to build organizational capacity using evidence-based strategies. I know we all look really young, because we are, but we have over 75 years of total experience in education and leadership. We've worked in the capacity of professional development, fiduciary management, fiscal responsibility, and strategic planning. Everything we do is going to be grounded in research. We are data-driven, and we listen to the story that the data tells, and we use that to guide the strategic planning process. So these are our core values. This is what we are grounded in and what we believe in. We believe in engaging leaders, empowering leaders, and excelling organizations while remaining grounded in the principles of diversity, equity, and inclusion. We do this because we feel like leadership is really where you're going to get the most impact. We're going to get the most bang for our buck when we work with leaders. That's going to help excel your organization forward. So this is us. We call ourselves the Boss Squad. You have up there kind of just a little bit of our educational backgrounds, and you can see we come from a diverse background. I bet you can tell from my accent, I'm not originally from Louisiana. I'm originally from Southern California. I'm from San Diego. And because we all have this variety of educational backgrounds, we bring so much just excellence to the table because we all have different experiences. We all came to be, you'll see the last bullet for all of our educational journeys are we all got our doctorates from Southeastern together. We all graduated at different times because our journeys took different paths, and I will never forget when we first started, they were like, anything that can possibly happen in life is gonna happen while you're in the doctoral program. And I was like 27. I was like, whatever, I'll be done in a couple of years. And it actually took me 7 because I had 2 kids during the program. So those are the types of changes that we use to help guide, what we do with strategic planning for organizations. And lastly, we're here tonight because we all have some type of attachment to St. John, and we'll talk about that some more. So that's me. Like I said, I'm from Southern California. I'm from San Diego. I have over 10 years in various leadership capacities. And I just want to share with you the things that excel, engage, and empower me. What engages me is truly seeing success. I know you can feel it in my spirit. I'm a big cheerleader. I love to celebrate big wins. I love to celebrate small wins. And just seeing that success is what keeps me going. What empowers me is knowledge, information. I'm constantly learning. I'm constantly trying to listen to a new book, read a new book, and just learn new things because I really think that that's what levels the playing field. My mom is from South Korea, and back when she was growing up, kids couldn't go to school past 6th grade. So it was important for her that her children got an education. And then what excels me is really just seeing constant growth. I don't like being stagnant. I don't like being in one place for too long. I don't like feeling like I'm not reaching my full capacity. So constantly growing and changing and just re-evolving, that's what keeps me going and excels me. So I'm going to let Dr. Hilaire come up and introduce herself.
Good evening, members of the council, President Hotard. As Dr. Gutierrez mentioned, I am Shayla Guidry Hilaire. I am a lifelong learner, also with 13 years of experience in leadership, which started here in St. John Parish. My best experience in education actually happened here in St. John Parish. I am also the proud wife of a West St. John High School graduate.
I know.
And the Edgar community has definitely welcomed me into their family. And so I am definitely a part of St. John Parish. What engages me as a leader is definitely collaboration and teamwork. I believe that a team is only as strong as its weakest member, and so it is up to us as leaders to elevate all of our team members and ensure that they are receiving the appropriate supports so that we can elevate our organizations. What empowers me is transparency and a clear vision leading to measurable goals and action steps so that we all know what we're working towards. And lastly, what excels me as a leader is a cycle of continuous improvement and celebrating wins, no matter whether they're big or small, and reflecting on the past so that we can make modifications, make small tweaks, and continue to grow together. And I will turn it over to Dr. Joseph.
Greetings, council members, and also greetings to our parish president. I think I messed up this slide. I am Kelly Joseph, lifelong resident of St. John the Baptist Parish. Just want to take the time to say thank you very much to my councilwoman, Houston. Really appreciate you giving us the opportunity. I have served in a leadership capacity for 17 years. And during that time, there are the things that engage, empower, and excel me as well. The things that engage me is knowing that the work being done is meaningful and it's also beneficial to the organization. What empowers me is knowing the current reality and what it will take for us to reach that vision and make sure that vision comes into fruition. And the thing that excels me is seeing that hard work and that grit, that dedication of the team, and then also seeing each one of those team members increase their capacities. And now I will turn it over to Dr. Robertson.
Good evening, President Hotard and members of the council. I am Candace Stanberry Robertson. I am a St. John transplant. I spent many summer vacations in reserve with family, and at almost 30, I decided to make LaPlace my home. I have over 15 years of leadership experience, in various professional, civic, and religious organizations. Some of the things that engage me include opportunities to assist and collaborate with others. I'm empowered by my faith, knowledge, growth, and having a voice in various arenas that I'm passionate about. And things that excel me include applying the skills and experiences that I've gained to become a better servant and to help others become better servants.
Okay, so what do? So our strategic planning process for organizations seeking systemic improvement is a three-step process. So step one, we engage internal and external stakeholders through data collection. We gather quantitative and qualitative data on the current state of the organization. And the tools that we use to do that are confidential surveys, in addition to focus group interviews. And the purpose of this step is to ensure that we are engaging our leaders, our employees, and also our stakeholders throughout the entire process. And step 2. We empower organizations through data analysis, which is extremely important to us. We evaluate the organization's effectiveness based on a diagnostic that consists of 3 domains. And those 3 domains are impact of leadership, organizational coherence, and use of resources. Our results are color-coded within the report for clarity and ease of use. We present key findings to individuals within the organization through a DB4 State of the Organization seminar, or in some cases, a series of seminars, depending on the needs of the organization. So it is really individualized and based on your needs as an organization. And the final step, step 3. We excel the organization through what we call the DB4 path forward, and that is to facilitate the development of the organization's vision, mission, core values, and priorities through strategic planning seminars. Again, depending on the needs of the organization, it is all based on data that we collect and analyze together.
We offer various services through what we call the DB4 Path Forward. These include targeted supports, empowerment seminars, professional development conferences, and strategic planning workshops, all of which are customized based on your needs and your data. We also provide a project plan, We provide a project plan that's customized to your organization. So it outlines the strategic planning process. You would identify a point of contact, and we would be in touch with that person throughout the process so that there's always transparency and that you all always know where we are in the strategic planning process.
And so what we'd like to provide the parish is a complimentary services that is a modified version of our 3-step process. Why? Because we have a vested interest in St. John Parish. As Councilwoman Houston mentioned earlier, we had those conversations about, what would it look like to have St. John move forward? What are some things? What can we do? We need to have a strategic plan. We need to know the path forward. So our complementary services would look like this. The first step, we would work with either your leadership team or we'd work with your employees. We would then collect the data, analyze the data, and then based on that data, we would create a specific seminar that would be beneficial, that's tied to that data and also team building. So when we look at your timeline for this work, we're looking at about a 4-week process. So that first week would be the collection of the data. Then that second week, we would analyze the data. And then you would have a 2-week window to select what day you would like for us to conduct the seminar. But there are a couple of things that we want you to know about. Some assurances. You can rest assured that the results will be presented in an aggregate format, that it will be an online survey, so it will be real easy for that identified group to be able to access it, and then that the results are anonymous, right? Anybody who does it, we don't need to know the names or anything like that. For the focus groups, the questions are non-evasive and only pertain to the operations of the organization, not the individuals. And the seminars are customized to the needs of the organization. And it is absolutely designed to engage all of the participants. So it won't be just a sit and learn, it'll be an actual get up, move around, active, engaging seminars.
You all received a packet from Dr. Robertson and Dr. Hilaire that has our contact information. So if you have further questions after tonight, feel free to reach out to us. We do also want to, again, thank Councilwoman Houston for allowing us the opportunity tonight. The entire council, again, for allowing us to be here tonight, and to President Hotard. We look forward to hopefully developing a partnership with you and working with you on this opportunity to move the parish forward together. So how do we say it now? What questions do you have for us?
Okay. Anyone?
I have a question.
Councilwoman Houston.
Okay, so when you say your focus group or your targeted group, who are you speaking of? Are you speaking of our residents? Are you speaking internally of the staff, administration, the council? What group would you recommend that this focus is placed on?
Right, so for this modified version, it would be one of two groups. It could be your leadership team, or it could be your employees. If you'd like to discuss, maybe including the community, we could absolutely have that conversation.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? No one else? Well, thank you all for that presentation.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming, ladies.
Okay. Okay. Up next, consent agenda items. Approval of minutes, May 25th, 2021 council meeting. Mr. Malley. And Jacqueline Hotard, reappointment of Donna Falgood to the Historic District Commission. Okay. That's it. Tom? That's it. That's it. That's it. Okay. Then. We need a motion to approve this. Ms. Houston, you want to speak?
No,
She makes
she's making the motion.
She make the motion. And
I make a
second,
motion to approve the consent agenda items.
and second by Mr. Midair. Okay, please vote.
That carries 8 in favor with 1 absent.
Okay, 8 in favor, 1 absent. Up next, President's report. Madam President.
Yes, sir. Chairman Becknell, oops, I'm sorry. I was going to the next item. Where's my report? I was reading about the financial report. All right. Thank you, Chairman. And good evening. As you all know, we have had to disconnect the water in LaPlace. The Assistant Director of Utilities messaged me and said that this was a result of a main water line break. They were attempting to make a repair to a smaller leak, and unfortunately, sometimes when you're digging to get a smaller leak, you realize that it was a bigger repair than what you thought. They've mobilized a contractor. Hopefully, our estimate said 3 hours, but you never know what happens. And then, as always, once we have lost water pressure like that, we'll be under a boil water advisory for at least 48 hours until we can get a good sample back from LDH. And we'll keep everyone up to date on that. Just a reminder, we are in hurricane season. Now is a good time to review hurricane and severe weather plans and finalize emergency supply kits. I attended a hurricane preparedness workshop this morning, and one thing of interest was that they will no longer use Greek names for any of the namings of hurricanes. It was just too confusing, and so they have a supplemental list that will be used. Another thing that the representative from the Weather Center brought up that I thought was very interesting. Oftentimes we say, I'm going to wait for it to be a Cat 3 until I leave, when the rating really is just the wind speed. It has nothing to do with storm surge, and so oftentimes we use that as a gauge of when to evacuate, when really we should be looking at storm surge models and things like that. And I've always used that same, okay, a 3, I'll go. And so it was just an educational component, and we'll begin to send some of that information out as well. And they've also disabled the 4 a.m. emergency alerts. The policy stated that they would send those advisories out at 2 intervals, and because the policy predated cell phones, they didn't take into consideration that they could send a message out at 4 a.m., which happened last year. So that will be discontinued. We'll send all that out. We have seen over 50 inches of rainfall since January, and we still remain very saturated. We are also currently monitoring the tropics. Stay updated on weather year-round by texting SJP Weather to 888-777 for text to your phone. This was a new service that we implemented last year. It's been very successful. You can stay cool with our water aerobics classes held at Regala on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. We are also working with our instructor on scheduling some evening classes. Registration is currently open for girls volleyball for the fall. Line dancing and yoga at sjbparish.gov is available, and flag and tackle football registration is coming soon. Our summer feeding program starts Tuesday, June 15th, and runs through July 30th. God bless you. The Pfizer vaccine for ages 12 and over is available at the health unit this Thursday, June 10th. You can call 985-536-2172 to register. Additional vaccine providers can be found at www.vaccines.gov. The vaccine hotline is now open for ages 12 to 15 and can be reached at 1-855-453-0774. We are excited to announce that the Independence Day celebration and fireworks show is back and will be held on Thursday, July 1st, 2021, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. on the East Bank at St. Peter Catholic Church in Reserve and the West Bank at St. John the Baptist Parish Catholic Church in Edgard. The fireworks show will take place at 9 p.m. We will also host our Veterans Lunch drive-through style again this year. Veterans can register by calling our office at 985-652-9569 through June 25th. Please give your name, your branch of your military, and your address upon registering. Veterans photos for the Veterans Tribute video can be submitted to communications@stjohn-la.gov, or they can be mailed or dropped to our parish offices at 1811 West Airline Highway. We look forward to a fun and safe Independence Day celebration. I want to, again, wish the best of luck to everyone who graduated and they're moving on to their new chapters. I recently adopted a senior from each high school and want to again say congratulations on best of luck to those. I had Kamaya Johnson at East St. John, Rondé Wilson at West St. John, Mila Joseph at St. Charles Catholic, Travis Rogers at the STEM School, and Kiaz Bernard at Riverside. Congratulations to Bourgeois Auto Title Service on the grand opening and ribbon cutting of their new business. Congratulations to Riri's on their grand opening and ribbon cutting, and to Eagle Auto Body Shop and Egan Oshner Home Health. Congratulations and well wishes to Ascension of our Lord Pastor, Father Walter Austin, on his retirement upon his 40th year. Congratulations to East St. John High, class of 1980, on their 40th class reunion. And congratulations to Jai Gaines on graduating from East St. John High School a year early. Jai has collected 46 college acceptance letters and counting, with more than $1 million in scholarship offers. On Sunday, I participated in the Phenomenal Women Brunch to honor retired Judge Madeline Jasmine last Sunday. The brunch was very nice, and it was a beautiful way to acknowledge women who have paved the way for the next generation by inspiring others and breaking down those barriers. Congratulations again to the 40th Judicial District Judge Jasmine on her retirement. And condolences to Taj Melanson and family on the loss of her father. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that, Madam President. Up next, Finance Committee report. Mr. Matt.
Mr. Chairman, the Finance Committee met prior to this meeting, which consisted of 7 of the seated council members.
Okay, thank you. Next. Up next, public hearing and adoption on ordinances. Okay. Okay, this one here, Jacqueline Hotard, Resolution R 21-82, a resolution authorizing the parish president to submit a grant application to the Louisiana Office of Tourism for funds in connection with the FY 21-22 grant cycle for the 2021 Andouille Festival. Madam President.
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the submission of an application to the Louisiana Office of Tourism. Through this competitive program, the Louisiana Office of Tourism provides matching grants up to $10,000 to reimburse a percentage of the actual cost of qualifying marketing expenses associated with the promotion of the 2021 Andouille Festival. Administration recommends approval.
You heard from administration. Get a motion by Michael Wright. Can I get a second? Second by Mr. Malik. Any questions, any discussion? There isn't any. Please vote.
Okay, Mr. Mario is not.
He's not here, so.
Okay, that carries 7 in favor with 1 absent and 1 away.
Okay, that carries 7 in favor, 1 absent, and 1 away. Okay.
Okay, hold on, let me go to the next one.
The next one, Kurt Becknell, Andrea Tullis, Library Director, authorization to approve the architect contract between St. John the Baptist Parish Library Board and Ewing Cole. Ms. Tullis.
Good afternoon and good evening to all the parish council members, as well as President Hotard. I'm very excited to be here this evening, and thank you for taking this journey with us. You all have participated in such a positive way in helping to make this be such a strong and collective process. I want to give you just a little bit of background so that you, for those who had not attended the community engagement session, I wanted to go ahead and share some of the, can you hear me, by the way?
Yes.
Wanted to share some of the visuals that we had utilized, and then I also want to talk a little bit about some of the process thus far. So as I mentioned previously, and I think some of our board members have, the Library of the Future is not the library of a depository of books. It is actually an opportunity for us to create experiences that allow us to have places for interactive collaboration within our community. We also are going to utilize a portion of the facility, hopefully to recognize and pay reflection to our history of St. John Parish. And that also can be incorporated into our building, actually inside of it. And I want to tell you that all of these pictures I'm sharing with you are from libraries across the country that I actually have been to. So these are really happening right now, which is exciting. This is a maker space, which typically is a place that allows you to be messy. It allows you to try out new things, to become a little bit more acclimated to something such as sewing, or to making jewelry, or to painting, or to just experiencing some type new of event. And then also an area for our community and our business individuals to get together and gather. And then we're looking at outdoor being used just as much as indoor. So that's what makes this property that you assisted us in purchasing to be such a collaborative space. And then we want to have our spaces inviting for our children, right? We want our children to feel like this is a place they can hang out and they can experience new things. So we came to you back in November, and thank you very much for assisting us to be able to purchase the property plot that I'm showing you right here. And we had, during that time frame, done a feasibility study. Members of Ewing Cole participated in that, and I think quite a few members who came to our community engagement sessions have met them. And one of the things that makes this project, I'm going to ask you to hold it, Amy, that makes this project so interesting as well as a little bit challenging is how many things are happening on this piece of property. It's so much fun to talk about, but it also adds a challenging experience to it. And we look at this as a cultural center. You already own the St. John Parish, the St. John Theater. And so now we've just added on to that with property that you now own as well. And this is just a feasibility study of what could be. And one of the things that we want to do is we want to maintain a buffer with our local community, that residents that actually live there. So we want to make sure that our landscape and the current beautiful old growth trees remain there. We also want to incorporate collaboration with the theater. And of course, we are going to be located right along the River Road, and the River Road, obviously next to the river, presents its own kind of construction challenges. So all of those things are exciting, but they also are bringing a different process to this. So to follow up, this morning I went with Denise Puentes, who is part of Simon Peregrine Smith and Redfern, who is the construction law firm that the DA's office has employed for us to work with. And we went to the state legislative offices to sit at the Transportation, Highways, and Public Works Committee meeting, and we received permission for us to bid this process as a CMAR, or construction manager at risk, because of those different facets, because I wanted to bring that up, that it is different and it is a different process. So we're very excited about that. And this contract that you will be approving hopefully this evening has been reviewed and has worked through the district attorney's office and also with the construction firm of Simon Peregrine Smith and Redfern, according to ordinance number 1716. And they have reviewed this and also approved the process thus far.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, any questions, any comments?
I have a question.
Ms. Houston?
Yes,
Councilwoman Houston?
So this contract is for the architect. Do you have any plans as of yet of what the building will look like?
Not at all. The design process would start as soon as we have the ability to work with the architects on that design process.
So the architect and the construction company that you want to employ work together?
Correct. That's the process of a CMAR. Thanks for asking that question. That's a great segue. So one of the things you'll be hearing about fairly soon, because I just talked to Peter Muntz about it this evening, is that we will then be bringing that to you so that you can approve the advertisement of an RFP for the construction manager at risk. So that hopefully will be coming to you soon as well. There's quite a few dates on the calendar.
Okay. Councilman Akiri?
Yes, Ms. Tullis. I saw that the architect is from Raleigh, North Carolina, and I'm just wondering, is that the only architectural firm that we have spoken to?
No, and they're working with local architects, and they've been working all along with local professionals in the field. So all of the civil engineers as well as landscape architecture, and then they've also partnered with a architecture firm here in the state.
So does this architectural firm specialize in libraries?
They do. They specialize in cultural centers and in libraries.
Okay. And then I also saw there was a bunch of facts and figures, breakdowns, cost breakdowns and everything, but Ms. Houston was just asking, do we have plans for the building? So how did they come up with all these facts and figures?
So one of the processes we went through, because you do have to talk about what is the programmatic ability on a property. So you have to decide how much space can you actually account for different parts of it. And we know what goes in libraries, right? As professionals, I know you got to have this much space for books and this much space for meeting space and for staff and so forth. And so those costs are associated to square footage that would be estimates. But of course, none of that has been finalized yet. And all of those were worst case scenario figures because we don't want to underestimate since we know how much money we have saved.
And what is the total budget for this library that's been approved?
It's estimated at this point because nothing has been designed and finalized. So the estimate at this point is about $10 million. Okay. Which has been saved, and there's no additional cost to the residents. And this money has been earmarked for library purposes, and that's one of the reasons why this project came in a really great time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Councilwoman Snyder?
Ms. Tellers, I noticed that Mr. Akira said that the architect was from North Carolina. Is that where state where you're currently employed at?
Oh, I'm here, St. John.
No,
but
previously,
yes.
Yeah. Now, are you familiar with the architect?
I am familiar with them, yes.
That's what I wanted to find out.
Yes, there is a good working relationship already established. And because of their experience, which I know we've shared the feasibility study with you, and within the feasibility study, it shared some of their past locations that they've worked with. They've worked with the Civil Rights Museum in Mississippi. They've done all the libraries in D.C. as well as a couple in North Carolina. And they've also worked on one of the Smithsonians, the African American Smithsonian. So there's a lot of history there of strong cultural centers that they've been a part of.
Okay, Councilman Madare.
Yes, Ms. Tellis, also, well, you answered a lot of the questions I was about ready to ask when you talked about the amount of money and the feasibility of the building. Because I know you had a town hall meeting, a couple of town hall meetings, and at times some concern was expressed about the design of the building. And you said the total design have not really been approved yet.
That is correct.
Okay, so I mean, I hope that you took in consideration some of the information that was given to you concerning the structure of the building.
That is correct. We are taking that into consideration, and that'll be part of how we move forward. And once the architects are selected, then we can, or approved, I should say. Once the architects are approved, we can start moving forward with those, taking all the comments that were collected at the community engagement.
Right.
We will also be doing a second community engagement on June 22nd at St. John Theater, and that will start around 5:30, and that will give us an opportunity for parts of the community who indicated they didn't want to come towards Rogala. So we will be able to provide that there.
Good thing we didn't build a library by Regala, then, huh?
Okay, Councilwoman Houston.
Ms. Tellers, do you want to explain, because I know in most cases, when you're building a project, there's a process involved with the bidding process, and you have to open it up for the lowest bidder. Why are you excluded from that process?
So the process would put the risk and the ongoing work associated with managing those contractors on the construction manager at risk and on the CMAR. And they would actually have to go to bid and to find those individuals, and they also would be responsible for follow-up. And we also are engaging again with the construction law firm who will be handling this step by step with us, as well as working with our auditors to make sure that everything is set up from the very beginning correctly.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I thought it was on silent. I am so sorry.
So we are using all the professionals that have been afforded to us, including our DA's office, who has been so fabulous in helping us be able to proceed professionally through this.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Councilman Malik.
Thank you, sir. Can you speak a little about where the $10 million came from and why this money cannot be appropriated for other projects such as potable water?
Right. So the taxpayers actually approved the millage that goes towards library services for operations and for maintenance. Those funds are then collected by the sheriff and turned over to the library. The library has, over the last 4 to 5 years, been saving through different opportunities to be able to put this money aside for this project, and those funds, once they are directed to the library, cannot be redirected to another use, so they have to be utilized for libraries.
Yes. So, yeah, we would have a problem with the district attorney if we use that money for any other thing other than libraries.
Absolutely.
Yes, well, we don't want that. We like being friends with our DA. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, anyone else? So, thank you, Ms. Tullis, but right now we need a motion to approve this motion by Ms. Houston.
I make a motion to approve the authorization for the architect contract between St. John the Baptist Parish Library Board.
Okay, motion.
You and Cole.
Okay, motion by Ms. Houston and second by Mr. Mallett.
Second, yes, sir.
Any
Okay,
questions?
hold on 1 second.
All right.
I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay, so we have no questions or discussion. Let's vote.
That carries with 7 in favor, 1 absent, and 1 away.
Okay, 7 in favor, 1 absent, and 1 away. Thank you, Ms. Tullis. All right. Up next, introduction of ordinances.
Okay, we have one ordinance, ordinance 2116, and ordinance amending ordinance 20-38, relative to the annual operating budgets for the St. John the Baptist Parish General Fund, Special Revenue Funds, Enterprise Funds, and Capital Project Funds for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2020, and ending December 31st, 2020.
Okay, thank you for that.
You're welcome, sir.
All right, up next. Correspondence, council brief. Mr. Wright, Councilman Wright.
Thank you. Just wanted to thank everyone for the well wishes, and it's good to be back. Have a good night.
Thank you. Okay, Councilwoman Snyder.
Yes, Bowen? right before the meeting, when I left out my district, we had quite a mess going on. And Ms. Hotar spoke about the water leak that's going on right now, and our maid was pretty flooded right now. While I was out there, I noticed a lot of residents flying through the water. I just want to encourage my residents to please slow down. The workers are out there and people's homes are there. And also, please do not cut through residents' yard, as I also noticed while I was out there. Be patient. We're supposed to get the water pressure back tonight, and just follow all our parish's rules in the meantime. And I also want to wish my sister Andriana Kana happy birthday. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that. Councilman Akuri?
I don't have anything tonight, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Councilwoman Houston?
I want to thank Dr. Joseph and our colleagues for coming here today with that very excellent plan that they had in place in that presentation. So thank you for sharing that with us. And I want to thank Travis Perilou. There was a safety issue with some residents on Hickory Street in Reserve with the group that's out there working on the highway, and their materials, their equipment was blocking the intersection where and the vision of the drivers. And he was on it as soon as it was reported. He took care of it, and I just want to thank him for always being prompt and taking care of what he needs to take care of. He's truly an asset to our department. Thank you.
Okay, Councilman Torres?
No, I'm good.
You good? Okay, thank you. Councilman Malik?
Yeah, thank you. I tell you what, I spent probably far too much time outside in the heat and had a little bit of difficulty speaking earlier. So, yeah, the heat is upon us, so remember to rest, stay hydrated. It's good to see Councilman Wright back. I sent him an email, said if you need anything, I'm glad that I sent that, and I'm also happy that he didn't request any favors of me, but no. So other than that, yeah, the water break is on Maidwood and Ormond. There's quite a bit of water. It looks like we've had a heavy rain, so if you don't have to transit that area, please take a different route. But other than that, thank you, sir.
Okay, Councilman Mader?
Yes, it's good to see it. Mr. Wright is back with us, and his family, everyone is doing well. And I also agree with Ms. Snyder. When you have a major leak like that, some people like to just go be nosy and ride through it, but they don't realize the harm that they're causing to the residents that have that water in front of their home, So just follow the guidelines. Stay out of there. You don't live there, stay out of there. And stop sightseeing, But other than that, once again, I want to thank these young ladies, from coming out and giving us a presentation. Something that we definitely need to look into and support. Okay, that's one personal opinion. Pretty sure share with the council. Okay, so that's about it. Thank you.
Okay, well, I'll close it by saying, good to see you back, Michael. And my condolences to the Jackson, Bastan, and Baptiste family. And I would like to congratulate Eliza Eugene from Blessed to Be a Blessing for hosting an event for Judge Jasmine, who happened to be from my district. We're very proud of her. And I'd like to congratulate her on her retirement. It was a beautiful event. I attended it, and it was very nice. Okay, and I also would like to thank Pastor Carla Caesar Jones, who's as part of my district, from my heart to yours. She allowed her facility, her place of worship, to be available Saturday for the COVID shot. And it was very positive. They had a good bit of people who attended. So I would like to thank her staff, the people who volunteered. They were very nice, very friendly, and it was a great turnout from what I was told when I was there for at least an hour, but I called back and they told me it was very successful. And a special thanks to Ron Jean Garden. She was the advanced practice nurse who administered the shot. And I can't go without saying congratulations to, we've got to thank on behalf of myself, Pastor Carla Caesar, and the staff, to Bailey Rebo for getting the message out. I know she's not out here, but shout out to her wherever she's at. And she's did an awesome job of getting that message out. And on that note, I'll take a motion to adjourn. A motion by everybody.
Okay, use your lights, please.
Okay.
Mr. Lennox, Ms. Tweet, you gotta vote, please. We gotta go home. I know. 8 in favor with 1 absent.
8 in favor,
That
no,
passes.
meeting over.
Me no. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.